Hello, everybody. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about evaluating expressions. So we talked about writing expressions before. We're going to talk a little bit about evaluating and then kind of put those two ideas together. So here we have a couple examples where it says to evaluate. Evaluate each expression using the values, and it gives us a value for m, for r, and for t. Okay, the thing I want you to think about when you see this word evaluate is this word value right in the middle. Okay, so evaluate means to give something a value. Okay, in this case, value is a number. Okay, so we have this expression here. What we want to know is what number is all of this equal to. Well, in order to say what all of this is equal to, if you take a number, multiply it by 5, and then take away 6, in order to know what that's equal to, you need to know what the number is that you started with. Okay? And that's where these come in. Okay, so it's going to give us the number to put in for the variable. We're going to substitute it in, and we're going to use our order of operations to come up with a value. So we're going to reduce it to a number. Okay, so 5 times m minus 6, it says 5 is 7. So I'm just going to rewrite the expression, and I'm going to replace the m with the 7. Okay. Parentheses are something you've seen used for multiplication before. This is a good thing to use, especially when you're plugging in negative numbers. We're not in this case, but it's a good way to plug it in using parentheses, especially when it's being multiplied. All right, so we got 5 times 7 minus 6. Order of operations tells me to do the multiplication first. So I got 35 minus 6, which when I subtract, I get 29. So evaluating this for m equals 7 gives me 29. That's what this expression is equal to when m is a 7. Okay, keep in mind we have this piece of pizza shaped thing going on here. This is how we show our work for the order of operations stuff. All right, for number 2, it's got an m and a t, but that's okay. I know what each one of those are. Okay, so the 4 stays a 4. M I'm going to replace with a 7. And t, it says t is equal to 2, so I'm going to replace that with a 2. Okay, so I just replaced the letters, just plugged them in, replaced the letters with the numbers, and I'm going to do my order of operations. Now, one mistake I'm going to see people do is when they replace this m with a 7, they're going to say, oh, well, that's 47 plus 2. Okay, well, it's not. We're not just replacing a digit of a number. Remember, 4m means 4 times m, right? And m is 7, so it's 4 times 7. Okay, so be careful of that. 4 times 7 is 28, plus 2 is 30. Easy enough. Okay. Here we have r over t. This is a way of writing division. So r over t means r divided by t. So if r is 8 and t is 2, that's 8 divided by 2, which is 4. Okay. For finding mt, that's m times t. So m is 7 and t is 2. So 7 times 2 is 14. Okay, so we're just replacing the letters with their numbers and doing the order of operations to get that down to a single number. Okay, anytime your instructions are to evaluate, you're going to always pretty much end with a number. All right, so we're going to combine that idea with the idea of writing expressions that we did before. So in each of these next couple of cases, we're going to write an expression that comes from a real life situation, and then we're going to evaluate it. And the key here is to remember what our variable stands for. Okay, so if you remember what the variable stands for, and then you're given a value for that variable, then you should know where to substitute it in. Okay, so let's try to pick out some keywords here. A walkathon, a sponsor, commits to give you a flat fee of $5 plus tells me I'm going to have addition in there somewhere. $2 for every mile you walk. So for every or each tells me that I'm going to be multiplying. So I should have addition and multiplication involved here. Okay, so we think we're given the $5 flat. Okay, so we're given $5 at least, plus 2 for every mile. and it says we should use M for miles. Okay, so I don't know how many miles. I know I get $2 each, so $2 per mile. So if I walked 10 miles, that would give me another 20. If I walked 100 miles, that would give me 200. Okay, but if it's 2 for each mile, that's 2 times the number of miles that I walk. Okay, anytime there's an each, this much each kind of situation, that's multiplication. So my expression, let me rewrite it just a little bit, is 2m plus 5. 2 times the number of miles plus the flat $5. Okay, and that'll tell me how much money I'm getting total. Okay, once I have that, I can evaluate my expression for 20 miles walked. Now, that's a pretty straightforward way of saying that. A question that could be asked would be, well, how much do you get if you walk 20 miles? Okay, that's where you have to recognize, well, M stands for the number of miles I walked. And now I know I'm given a value for that. Now I know that that's 20. So I can replace the M with a 20. Okay, so I'm evaluating this expression for M equals 20. Okay, so 2 times 20 plus 5. Order of operations tells me to do multiplication first. So 2 times 20 is 40, plus 5 is 45. And I'm going to label my answer. So I'm going to get $45. Okay. All right, let's try another one of those. So you and 2 of your friends plan a surprise party. Each of you contribute the same amount of food. Okay. So there's again this idea of each. So we're each contributing the same amount of money M. So M is going to be my variable, and it's how much money we contribute. Okay. So I'm gonna have an M in here somewhere. Okay. Well, if each one of us is contributing M dollars, I need to know how many people that is. Okay, well, if I look earlier, I see it's you and 2 of your friends. So if it's me and 2 of my friends, that's 3 people total, right? Me plus the 2 friends is 3 people. So we have 3 people each contributing M dollars for food. Okay, so it's 3 times M, or 3M. Okay, and there's nothing else going on here. I'm not adding another amount, not taking anything away. It's just 3 times M. Okay. Evaluate your expression if each of you contributes $5.25. So here we're given the amount each person contributes. So that's what M stands for. So I just replace the M with 5.25 and multiply that out. I would get 15.75. So $15.75. Okay. All right, let's try another one. I think this is our last one. Yep. All right, so last one. A phone company charges $40 per month plus a $35 activation fee. So I see plus here means I'm going to be adding. This per month tells me that I'm going to be multiplying as well. Okay. So it says write an expression for how much you pay for M months of service. So M is again going to be my variable, and it's going to stand for how many months of service. So I'm going to have M in here somewhere. Okay. So if I think where the multiplication is going to come in, well, it's $40 per month. Okay, that means I'm going to take the number of months and I'm going to multiply it by $40. Okay. So if it's just 1 month, that's 40. If it's 2 months of service, that's 80. 3 months is 120. Right. So $40 per month is $40 times the number of months. Okay, but it's not just that, it's plus a $35 activation fee. Now that's an activation fee, it just happens when you activate it, so it's not that you're paying that every month, it's you just pay that once to activate your plan. So I'm adding a flat 35 that's not being multiplied by M. Okay, so there's my formula for how much I would pay for M months of service. Now it says evaluate for 10 months of service. Okay, so I'm given a number, a value, to set my variable equal to. So I do 40 times 10. So 40 times 10 plus 35. Okay. Order of operations says to multiply first. 40 times 10 is 400. plus 35 is 435. And this is measuring how much I'm paying, so it's in dollars, $435. Okay, that's all I got for you. Good luck.